Well, I have what may or may not be shocking truth regarding near-death experiences. They're really some of my favorite videos to watch, and a lot of them are made up, and a lot of them seem made up and contradict other NDEs, and I'm going to tell you why. Here is the shocking truth about NDEs. This could change everything in your life right now, how you think about death, what you are, what's going to happen after you die. It's really interesting, and I think you're going to really like this. It's going to make perfect sense. And I happen to know this is the shocking truth. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. I'm going to keep coming out with really great stuff. We're going to continue to talk about the Master Key System. I won't be doing that today because I want to focus specifically on the near-death experience and what that really is, why some of them are so different, what is in common with all of them, and the truth about you and your future after you leave here. So you probably know, if you've read Breakthrough Fear. If you haven't, I really opened the gateways on what you are. It was a downloaded book. You can see it right here, and you can go to Amazon and purchase it. People are reading it over and over, and they're telling me it's changing their lives because all you need is one thought to shift your thinking into something more expansive, and the gateways can open up for you. It really is that simple. Doesn't have to be a big effort or a big thought or a big desire. Just one thought that you believe can change your pathway completely, and you will now live a completely different life. Just off a little bit, right? Let's talk about the near-death experience. Some people have had unbelievable experiences upon death, or not all of them have died. Some of them just go out of their bodies. I don't know why some people experience that. Sometimes it's involuntary. I just think that they have a connection to the other dimensions for whatever reason we can't possibly know. They've been surprised. These are people, a lot of them have not tried to do it, just happened spontaneously, but the experience is still the same, because even in a near-death experience, it's still a near-death. There's still a tether to the body, and that person actually has not transitioned. So they're off in the ethereal field, the quantum field, where they are no longer functioning from the dense body. And it's a completely different experience. They are now the energy field of that which is all things. So let's talk about what it is, because I want you to know something. Everything is an illusion. Everything. We experience it. We live it. It feels real. But it is not the essence of you. Otherwise, you would be this person forever. And then you'd transition, and you'd still be that person in another situation, but that's not what happens. We know that reincarnation, if you believe in reincarnation, can take somebody and make completely different people, humans, experience after experience. A man, a woman, it could be, who knows, it could be an animal. I do believe that we experience everything in every form, because the one experience is everything and experiences that. Now, let's talk about you as the energy field. When you go outside of your body, if you are still functioning as the energy field that learned from this. So we are still in a learning illusion that continues the game on. In other words, you played a game, now the tournament is over, and now you get to find out if you go to the next level. This is one experience, and whatever results you get from here, you take to the next illusion. Outside of your bodies is still an illusion. Some people will experience being a butterfly. And if you've heard about Eben Alexander, who was an atheist and a brain surgeon, he died, and he has written books about his near-death experience that has been pretty amazing. He didn't stop experiencing the challenges of being a human. That doesn't go away. He doesn't all of a sudden have this wonderful gift that now all of the problems go away, because he's still playing the game. So he still has to deal with whatever's going on here, including his own thoughts, which he continually works on. All right? So I want you to know, you never go into a space where everything is absolutely perfect, because we come from that. You will go back into that. Now, whatever you do here in this game, you take with you. Some people have gone off into other planets, they've gone into etheric fields, and also seen multiple universes, multiverses, and also parallel universes, parallel to us. In other words, there are unending probabilities of you happening right now. Here's what I want you to know. They're all really very different in many ways. They all go into that space of euphoria. They feel pretty good. Pretty much everybody experiences that. They're no longer the density and the pain of the limiting human body and this illusion. But when they go into the other field, they're bringing the energy field and their beliefs over there. All right? And that's the difference. So this is why someone will experience something that they're comfortable with. Family members. Well, those family members don't die and just sit over there for eternity waiting for you. They're actually off to something else. But everything exists at once, so they're still appearing as your grandfather or your grandmother and your parents or whatever. They're still appearing as that, because that doesn't end. Nothing ends. You will continue on over there in some form, even if you go off into some other reincarnation or experience. That energy field of you will still exist. So you can greet your kids, but your energy field will be off somewhere else. You are eternal, you are expansive, you are never in one place at one time. There's no such thing as time. You create whatever you believe and think. So the frequency that you go on, over there on, is going to determine your experience. It is created, it's still an illusion. Now I shared with you, and I think some of you might have a tough time with this, that even the archangels, angels are illusions. When I say illusions, they are real energy fields, but they're appearing as a role. They're playing a role, okay? They are super high level energy frequencies, but they'll appear as an angel to you, or a prophet, or Christ, or whatever you need, they will appear as. And of course, the Christ light is very real. And so, but not everybody believes in that. So maybe some other prophet will show up. That is all just the illusion for you, until which time you progress and you realize none of it is real and all of it is real. Your near-death experience, your death, your transition into that space over there, everything rests on what you're doing here right now. Separation's going to continue on over in the other side, and you're going to have to learn new lessons, and you're going to have to repeat this over and over again till you learn. Just like if you flunked school, you don't continue on to college and get your PhD. You have to master these courses. It is no different. We did choose it. We're very special. And I know none of you who struggle want to believe that this is intentional and it has great divine purpose, because it hurts. Well, we can't imagine that pain when we are in our pure form. We can't imagine it. So we're pretty ready to take it on. We all have different roles. Some of us are coming here to shine light for others. Others are experiencing the darkness of humanity, and others learn from that. Those are all teachings on every level. Some people want to experience that. I know it's difficult, especially when you say, well, nobody wants to be the victim, and actually they don't want it. They agreed to it, okay? Because you can't have a perpetrator without a victim. People do volunteer, and some other format, the roles probably were reversed. I can't know for sure what somebody's individual experience is. I want you to know something right now. Everything rests on your thoughts. Everything rests on your ability to show compassion toward others. Everything rests on you connecting to that absolute wonderful power that you are, that is never judging you. There's neither right nor wrong, just learning experiences that we continually want to improve upon, which will take us to higher and higher levels. Eventually you might be the protector or the angel or whatever. You could be that now. You could be here on that, in that form. Some of you think you know what you are. I'm never going to question that, because if you believe it, it's true. But here's what humans want to do. They want one answer, one right, one wrong, or 101 wrongs, and one right. And that doesn't exist. Because everything's right, because there is no mistakes. The source, one, doesn't make mistakes. Everything's purposeful. It is exploring everything. It's an adventure. It's an experience. It's just knowing all that it can be. And each facet of itself, of which you and I are, participates as seemingly individuals in order to know that. But that information is one collective. And the energy field is one. In other words, we affect one another. Just like if you broke a finger, you'd feel it. Even though the finger's out here by itself, you'd feel it. It's part of the body, and it's going to affect the function of the entire body. I don't know if it shocks you or not to know that everything's an illusion, including the near-death experience. It may shock you, but I think we're looking from those stories that there's one thing, one truth. And some of those people believe there is one truth, and they say, this is how it is. That's because they're still in low limiting densities. When over and experience something and are still thinking that there's just one right and everybody else is wrong, they come back and then they share those experiences as if this is it and everybody else is wrong. That's not possible, because everyone experiences what they experience. You can't take that away from them, but it comes from their own creative powers. You are a creator at every single moment. You are creating everything right now. And if you are struggling from any past pain, you are totally responsible for that, not the past situation. You are absolutely hanging on to that negative power and those thoughts about what that was, and you will continue to take that negative energy with you, and until you release it, you cannot go into that massive, expansive zone where all things are possible. You could possibly get ill. You could go into poverty. There's 101 things that can happen because you're thinking down on that level. Now, some of these things are still learning experiences, and again, they're not right nor wrong. So some people do lose jobs, and it can take them to greater things. Some people do get ill. Sometimes they have an appreciation, or there's a caretaker, right? So through being ill, somebody else becomes the caretaker, and they get to experience what it's like to take care of somebody and sacrifice their lives and time. It all works together beautifully. Don't try to guess it, but it's all illusion, all of it, because the power of the one is blackness and pure light. It's all things with no words, no words. There's no thoughts. There's nothingness except for pure love beyond your imagination. I've experienced it before. I've experienced what the higher beings felt. And I realized just how low we are from that, and how lost we are, and how out of touch we are. You can open those gateways and get in touch with that now. You can experience the near-death experience illusions. You can go over there and do amazing things. I have. If you are interested, I have master classes coming over now. Every, let's just say, probably once a week, I have a new master class coming out. Most of them, they'll be unlimited, and you can get through them, and mostly in like 30 days, because we're going to explore more. I actually have a class on the Master Key System. It's combined with Breakthrough Fear. In other words, the Master Key System is all about changing your thinking, creating all of that. You know, when we go into the near-death, we're creating that. But here's the thing. If you're still hanging on to fear or blame or negativity, how do we get rid of that? Breakthrough fear. I teach you how to get past that, how to see it differently, how to change the story. And when you change the story, your whole life changes. So I'm going to do another video after this, so come back in a couple days, because we're going to keep going through this. And I haven't even gotten, I've done like 4 out of part 1. There's 45 in just part 1. And we're going to take them one step at a time. And if you listen to one of these things and it clicks at all with you, you can take it into your day and do it. And I'll just give you one today. That much gathers more is true on every plane of existence. Every plane of existence, see? Every plane. Here, over there, everywhere. And that loss leads to greater loss is equally true. Why is that? If you think lack, you lose. You're ordering it. If you think abundance, you gain more. It's not a judgment that, well, wait a second, somebody doesn't have anything. It's not fair to take it away from them. They're creating that. They can change it. So if they see abundance, then they too can go into abundance and prosperity. You're in control of it, and we think everything's outside of us, and it's not. You're doing it. All right? If you want an opportunity, you don't have to name it. Just know that something amazing is showing up right now. Thank you. I have. Start with that, and you'll start to change your frequency. And when you finally transition, you're going to say, oh, this is amazing. I never want to go back. But we have to put our time in, and trying to get out of this, you get out of nothing. So buckle down and do your best, and know that nothing can truly harm you. Nothing. Nothing. All right? Eckhart Tolle, he was homeless I'm not recommending this, homeless for 2 years in Euphoria, and started his teachings, and then of course placed an order to the universe, and Oprah showed up and made him famous. Why? Those teachings were ready. We were ready. I hope Breakthrough Fear, your spiritual butt kick, opens doors for you. And once you get that one thought that shifts, your whole reality shifts. Just like the near-death experiences are customized to the thought maker, the creator, who created that experience, whether it's here or over there. So it may be shocking to you to think that it just doesn't end with here. It's the angels. It's everything. It's everything. Anything that appears as an individual entity is illusion, because one is everything. All right? So, yeah. It's everything. But when you release the appearance of anything, like when you see orbs or things like that, they're getting closer to the pure energy field that they are. Those are super high level beings, frequencies. All right? So we're not going to go into details. I know some of you will say, that's not true. There are evil ones out there. Let's not go into that space. Okay, you are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Guys, this is Digital Explorers. We're creating online businesses customized to your passion. Imagine loving what you do. You don't even have to know what it is. I work with you, and we find out what it is, and we create a business around it. All right, step by step. You have to put that effort in. I will be there for you. We will get done. When we get done, we have an actual business with a strategy, something that you could actually fund someday, take to the bank, not chasing money anymore. We've got to shift our mindset into creating something beautiful and substantial, something that raises your frequency. And so I created that. You guys come over for this one and just keep working at it. Just keep working on it. It'll happen. It will happen. And you'll let go of any expectations of anything. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's actually from the Master Key System. This is my favorite book. I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.